Titles, go.
No problem with stale gas.
Your hair's not that dark.
Disability Phil.
It's getting dicey.
Women don't dunk.
Corberstein, yikes.
Kitty says hi.
Enia. Brother. Sorry, I fucked that up.
Poop tube.
Golf is golf.
Can't remember what you said to me. I can't remember the other two.
That's
Women don't dunk is the one for me. I mean, it's just, yeah.
That's why you write them down.
I
Pussy.
can't write.
Oh.
I can barely talk.
What's up? Pussy bat.
Foggy the engine.
Luger's puffy shirt.
Tastes yummy.
outdrive any mistake.
There was something about a shaft.
15 minutes. Fart?
All right,
Oh God.
let's do this.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh.
I'm Corbs.
Gov!
Jack.
DC.
Okay, we didn't talk about that before.
Yeah.
But I like it. I'll take it. Huh. All right, as you'll notice, we have an extra member to the team. I want everybody to welcome him as wholeheartedly as we welcome everybody else. And he's here for a reason, and it's because after 10 years, I've decided I'm going to step down, and he's going to be taking over as the host.
Yes.
Finally.
So, guys, what's got you geeked?
Well, you'd think that this would fall into the video game section, but it doesn't. The other night, I finally had a chance to delve a bit, dive a bit deeper into VPX VR, which is Virtual Pinball X virtual reality. Using my Quest, MetaQuest 2, I'm able to use a Steam link to basically take the OpenGL version of VPX and pipe it into the headset. But I also have my virtual pinball machine, my regular virtual pinball machine hooked in so that I can use the buttons on that. Now, I've gotten that worked out in the past, but I was struggling because I couldn't get the DMD, the digital scoring thing, to show up anywhere. I discovered that people actually build rooms, that like VR rooms for these tables that kind of set this all up for you. So I went and I grabbed one. I did a little looking around to see how it works, and I grabbed it. It's the Batman The Dark Knight table. It's based on the movie The Dark Knight, and it's one of my favorite tables. I gotta tell you guys, this is fucking awesome. I load into this thing and I'm in an arcade room and the Dark Knight table is in front of me. There are other real tables off to the side. They're non-playable. It's just to make you feel like you're in a room. Step up to it, start playing. Everything's there. The score is there. I can look around. I'm seeing the reflection of the back glass on top of the glass that's on top of the table, like I would in real life. It is fucking amazing. I am so excited to dive deeper into this because, you know, pinball is my thing. And this, I mean, this is, I thought I was close to the real thing, just having a virtual pinball machine, but this is another level of immersion that, I mean, it's like you're there, especially when it's based on a real table that you've actually played in real life, because the whole thing is modeled. I mean, it looks like the real deal.
Nice.
So it's amazing. And I'm super pumped to dive into this further.
That's so cool. What's got me geeked is pretty simple. What was it? right before this, I needed to make some dinner. I was like really hungry, and I made breakfast for dinner. I don't know why it has me geeked, but it just was so good. I was like, I need to make something, but what do I make? So I just got the tortilla wraps and I was like, I want breakfast for dinner. So I was like, let's make it basic. Just get the scrambled eggs with the tortilla wrap with Chick-fil-A sauce and sriracha with some tots and some cheese on and sausage. Just threw everything together. It was like so good. I
So
made
you made
keep
a breakfast
going?
burrito
breakfast burrito for dinner.
with extra bigotry.
Yes, bigotry. I like that word. So yeah, with sriracha and Chick-fil-A sauce, it's a good combo. But
If you're
yeah,
a Nazi, sure.
sure, I might be a Nazi. Jack Corbestein.
9.
9. So, what has me geeked? Very simple. Made some breakfast burritos, and they were very good. But an hour ago, they were not. Let's just say and leave it there. Back to you, Corbs.
Which one?
Which one?
Oh yeah, Sean Corbett, go.
For me, it's just being back because I've been gone for so long. I was out right after January, second week of January. So the last show that I was on, I was out 2 weeks due to pneumonia. Missed an entire week of work because of that. Then took the week after that, the second week off because I wanted to make sure I was healthy for our next D&D session. The week after that ended up being Valentine's Day, and the week after that Paul was not here, and then the week after that was our next D&D session. So it's just being back. I did miss being with you guys and just shooting the shit. So that's it for me.
And oddly enough, all those times you missed, and you were only not on 2 episodes.
I know, right?
That's the beauty of D&D and vacations. And
Well, I guess that's me. What's got me geeked? Well, it was almost motorcycle season. And then it
Almost.
decided
For real,
Yeah.
what the hell happened?
and then it decided to become winter again. Well, you know the old saying, right? March in like a lion, out like a lamb, or in like a lamb, out like a lion. Well, we're getting the latter rather than the former.
We're getting in like it's still fucking January. That's what we're getting.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
getting
know about
Syracuse
that. I
weather.
mean,
Yeah,
we're getting
Jesus,
a little
I was in shorts for 3 straight weeks.
right. Same here. I mean, it was nice. It was beautiful. I was getting ready to build the new garden out front. I'm going to build a raised bed for our garden, but I put that on hold. I don't know. I'm trying to think. We had fun, we had fun over the weekend. I'll leave that for later. I won't spill the beans on that.
Hey Kev, I gotta ask you, did you ever get out snowmobiling this year?
One
Today.
weekend. One weekend.
One weekend. That's 2 years in a row that you really haven't had much
That's right.
snowmobile out in there.
That's right. And I could have gone. We were talking about going to New Hampshire, and it just didn't. We just didn't do it. And I don't know why. We should have just picked up and gone.
Right.
They're still riding up there. They've got a lot of snow up in Vermont, New Hampshire way, and even into Maine. A lot of that's turned to ice, but it's still, they're still riding up there. They're still having a lot of fun. So I don't know. I'm at the point where if the snow is not going to be really, really good, I don't want to go because I'm the
why
one that
bother?
works on my
Yeah.
snowmobiles, and
Right.
I'm the one that's got to replace parts. And it could pay for gas and oil and the gas to get there. I don't mind any of that. Overnight stays, I don't mind any of that. But when I've got to rebuild my snowmobile because parts wore off
Right.
because of how bad the trail was, that really bothers me. But so no, not too many. I went out on a Friday or Thursday or Friday, whatever it was, something like that, and then with my wife and a friend, and then met some friends while we were out. Hung out with them for the rest of the weekend because my Gabby was not feeling good enough to do another day. And my buddy Rob, you guys know Rob, he was not feeling good enough to do another day. So I went up and I hung out with those guys and we rode together. And that was really it. Some beautiful riding that weekend because the snow was fantastic. But
If you
But
don't
no-
use all the gas in your snowmobile, Kev, do you have to empty the gas out, or you just leave it in the snowmobile for the next season? How does that work?
So I'm very careful. I only use the non-ethanol fuel, and there's a process you go through. So no, I don't drain it out, but there's a process, and they're fuel injected, so it's not like fuel is sitting in the in a carburetor or something like that. And the fuel doesn't really sit too awful long. I mean, if you think about when the season ends, when I finally put the snowmobiles up, when I get them out, I'll wait until probably end of March, first part of April before what I'll do this process with the sleds to put them away. And then when I get them out, I do the same thing and they they're ready for the season. But it's called fogging the engine. It's a process you go through, and what it does is it pushes extra oil through the injectors, and it actually coats all the internal engine parts with the two-stroke oil, the oil that is used to lubricate the engine when the sled's running. So you fog the engine, and the engine with that lubricant is a little bit better, but that's the last time I'll run the sled. I don't use ethanol fuel, and then when I try to keep the gas tank full so that there's no extra moisture in it, because gas will draw moisture in, even any gas. Well, as long as there's an air pocket, it'll draw moisture to it. But then when I get it out, we run them pretty easy the first time we run them, and I always put fresh gas in them, the first chance I get. So I don't really have a problem. I've never had a problem with bad gas or stale gas. And like I said, I don't use ethanol. I don't use fuel with ethanol added into it. We're lucky enough where we live up here, upstate New York, you can find lots of places that have ethanol-free fuel. So, and I do the same thing in my motorcycles, all my small engines. I've got cans that the only thing that's in them is ethanol-free fuel.
It's an amazing coincidence, Kev, because my wife and I also call date night fogging the engine, and it sounds like the process is pretty similar.
Hit a couple of buttons real quick, just let her go. I don't know. I'm still hoping for a good riding season. So there's that. That's got me geeked. I don't really have anything else. Really.
Well, I'm hoping the summer brings you some nice riding weather for the bike. So
it's going to be warm.
Yeah, I think so. I was thinking the same thing, because we didn't get much snow, we got rain, but not a lot of rain. So I think it's going to be a warm and dry summer. So
I think so too.
So hopefully that works out well for you, riding the bike into work and all that stuff.
We'll see.
And I also know that you do go off road too. So
yeah, try to do a lot of mixed stuff. I told you guys before our last couple of shows, we've got a lot of stuff planned, different rides planned, and a visit to California for a Star Wars vacation. So all that stuff, it's got me looking forward to what's going on this year, but I don't like to think too much about being there before I get there, because I don't want to wish the time away. The older you get, the more you want to enjoy your days, I think. Agreed. So that's what's got me geeked. I'm healthy and I'm having a good day. I'm not so sure I'll be healthy later on. I think the dressing that I put on my salad earlier was actually, I know it was bad. I'm not even going to tell you how old it was, and what it was and how it came out, and I ate it anyway, and I'm already feeling it.
Outstanding.
So
you may disappear mid-show again?
I may disappear any minute. I'm telling you what.
So you're saying sick day tomorrow?
No, but this is ice water, just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that, like 1995? It came out like sludge.
It had the old Kraft logo from the 70s on it.
Right.
Exactly. Talk about it.
All right, DC.
What's got me geeked is several things, actually. One is to be a part of this. When I was asked, I messaged Paul and was like, I was humbled because you guys asked me to do this. I've never done anything like this before, but hanging out with you guys playing Dungeons and Dragons, that's the other thing that's got me geeked, is hanging out with you guys playing D&D, something I love a lot. The other thing that's got me geeked is my alma mater yesterday in the NCAA tournament won their first ever tournament game for college. So I went to Wagner College. They've been in the tournament 2 times. The first time was in 2003, the same year SU won their national championship, and then this year. And I watched the game last night, and they pulled it out. They won by 3 points. So that has me geeked. I was actually calling different people that I know and texting people that I know from college, and we were all geeked about that. But you know, the main thing that really has me geeked, the two things are doing this podcast with you guys and playing Dungeons and Dragons with you guys. That's something that's a passion of mine. I love playing it. I watch and read it pretty much every day. So, like Paul, like you had said the last week when we got together, you've never played before, but you immerse yourself so deeply in something. Well, that's just me with this. I've been playing since I was 12, and I'm 51, and so I've been playing on and off for 38 years, 30 something years. So, you know, it's yeah. Those are the things that have got me geeked right now. I would say like Kev that I'm healthy, but who the hell knows? So I just take it really, everybody says take it day by day. I go in like half-hour increments. So that's the way I look at it. But that's what's got me geeked. You know, nothing extraordinary, nothing expansive, anything like that. Just hanging out with some really good people who I've met, and yeah, humbled that you guys asked me to do this. So
Boy,
I
we got
appreciate
him
it. Thank
fooled,
you
huh?
very much.
Well,
I
we're happy
can't
to have you.
Thank you.
51? Are you serious? I
That's-
thought you
yeah.
were like at least 10 years younger than me.
I know,
No,
right? I thought he was
51.
I thought he was 39 when I first met him. I'm like, oh my God.
Thank you very much, Jack. There'll be a prize for you later. But no, yeah, 51. And it really is, if I were to shave mustache, beard, everything off, let's just put it this way. I mean, I use chewing tobacco. I go into the same place all the time. When I walked in without my beard, mustache, and everything like that, the girl behind the counter I've known, I've talked to, I've had conversations with, she asked for my ID. And I'm like, it's Dan, it's me. And they were like, oh my God. So yeah, if I shaved everything off, I look a hell of a lot younger. But nope, 51, going strong.
Good
Never
on you.
thought, and you can ask Sean this, never thought we'd make it this far.
Oh God.
Right.
Nope.
I say
Done
the same
some
thing all the time.
really stupid stuff.
I never thought you'd make it this far either, Dan. Just so you know.
Thanks, Kev. Appreciate that.
All right, I guess it's my turn, and mine is what Kev alluded to. And this past weekend, we were guests of Syracuse Collectors Con 2024 at their first of many shows, from what I'm hearing. And we had a pretty damn good time.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. There was some footage captured because Kevin's a go-getter. We ran into a lot of old friends. Webcam Nick, Jeff Watkins, help me out. I know we ran into other people.
Jessie Allen and her sister with the sensory
Yes.
toys, and it's her birthday, so happy birthday, Jessie.
Yes, happy birthday. But this will come out later. Like a week
And don't
or
forget
two.
our pinball friend too. What's his name again?
Yes, Ryan Zlomek from
Ryan, that's right.
From Skillshot Pinball. We had a really good
What?
discussion with him on Sunday.
I missed
Don't
that
worry, there's
son of-
yes.
You got
but
some stuff
I
to talk
threw
about.
you way into the conversation. Don't you worry. There's
Oh.
plans.
Mhm.
There are plans.
God. I
Don't
wanna
forget
go to that
don't
place
forget
so
the
bad.
ladies that were right next to us.
Oh.
Oh, Sci-Fi
Oh,
Horror
yeah.
Fest. We can never forget our besties. Yeah, they got to chill with us on Saturday. We had a great time with them, with Melissa and Tiff.
I think this is the first time I've really gotten to talk to Tiff. Every time I've seen her, it's always been mad crazy. It's her convention, so it was kind of
Yes.
cool to actually hang out.
Yeah, it was really cool. We made some new connections that eventually when Tales from the Keep gets rolling, we're gonna have some friends, possibly sponsors, right? I guess you can almost call them a sponsor.
Yeah. I would say.
I would, yeah.
Yeah. Some cool stuff. I don't know if during some of your guys' segments, I don't know if you noticed, I was making motions over here and it wasn't anything X-rated. I was rolling my
Yeah.
dice. So
Well, you know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
told them we'd bring them up this week, even if we weren't going to get into it in detail. But let's just say we met a really cool business called It's Getting Dicey, and all of us but Jack got
And
I know.
dice,
And
and they're
Danny.
awesome.
No, even
Oh.
Dan got some, and he wasn't even freaking there. Let's see if we can do this right. Nope, it's not
There
gonna
you
work,
go.
is it?
You
I'm
ordered
sure
Yeah,
some?
Paul can throw
perfect.
up a link.
Nice.
Danny,
but
you
yeah.
ordered some?
Huh?
You ordered some?
No,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah,
about it. I didn't
he's
get
fine.
on the website yet.
Okay.
But
Oh.
I'm definitely looking into it. Listen, the rule is
Oh.
always is that somebody always asks me how many dice do you need, and the answer is how many dice are there. So you have to continuously get new dice, because new dice just come out all the time. They're cool. I mean, they got stuff that glows in the dark. They got stuff that are metal, wood. They got tiny ones that go inside a dragon necklace, which I've seen, which they're too small for my eyes, but I really want. But you know, they got ones that glow in the dark. They got ones that got liquid in them. They got ones that say if you roll a 20, which is the best you can roll on a 20-sided dice, it says fuck you, and if you roll a 1, it says fuck me. So they have those. I saw them on Facebook and TikTok, and and it's just a 20-sided dice. That's it. I just want it just because it says just that. And just because it's cool, and they come in great thing. They got, metallic looking dice. They got chromatic looking dice. There's so many dice. And like I said, you can never have enough dice. Never.
Correct.
So I'm
And
going to
now-
look at the
agree with
website probably after the podcast and stuff like that. Check on my Capitals, see if they won, and get on it's getting dicey, and check out their line. Just from talking to Sean, they and stuff, and listening to you guys in the background when he was talking to me, was they got dice trays and dice towers and things like that. So like this could be this is the go-to place.
It is. It is,
So-
It very
especially
much
for
is.
us.
It very much is. And talking to the people that were there, and I don't know their names. I know you guys were talking to and met them. They're fantastic. I
They
mean,
were.
I mean, I brought Bryce with me on Sunday. My son, you guys all know my son. I brought him down.
Who?
I bought him a set of dice. I bought him a tray. I mean, it was crazy. And I know I'm assuming Paul will talk about this later on. I don't know if he will or not, about some of the stuff that they're going to do for us.
I was getting there.
Yeah, I figured you
Feel
were.
free. Go to it. Like, I mean, it's still the same segment. Do it.
So on Saturday,
Only problem
I did-
is we don't have anything to show them.
right?
So
So on Saturday, I wasn't there on Saturday because I ended up having to work on Saturday. So I didn't make it down Saturday, but that's when the guys first made the connection with them. Now I didn't realize it, but I had actually bought set of dice for my son's first set of dice. I bought him the real heavy metal ones. It's from
Huge
It's Getting
Con.
Dicey. I
2
didn't
years ago.
realize that until we showed up there. And we started talking about it, and I was like, they were at the other con that we went to at the Ramada, which was a real small one. But I bought him a set of dice from them at that time and didn't even realize it. Because I remember, funny thing about it is I remember Jedi the dog.
Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
was a cool dog.
His dog's very good and very, I mean, holy cow! Talk about like just content. It doesn't really do anything. It just laid there.
Jedi was
there
the
was
a
mayor
dog
of that
there?
con. You didn't see Jedi?
Jedi was the
No.
best part.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Jedi is all over their Instagram.
Yeah, he is. He's on their Facebook page, all that stuff. So
He is the star. Yes.
yeah.
And they're very well aware of it.
Nice dog too.
Very nice
they
dog.
they did say, I think her name is Jen. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. She did say that they are about to start doing Jedi merch.
Nice.
Like they're doing
That's
merch
right.
from Jedi, so it's gonna be fantastic.
And you laughed, you saw that, but when I was stopped over there, and they didn't realize that I was part of Geek Pod at first. She didn't realize, but they have dog toys,
Mhm.
like shield. They have a shield for the dog, a sword for the dog, a couple other things. So they were talking about if you're going into battle, you can bring the dog along. So I thought that was pretty funny. Bryce and I were talking to her, but so Paul had asked her about doing a dice tray, and so he sent over both of our Tales of the Keep and the GeekPod logo to her, and she did a mock-up of them. And she showed us sitting at the table. Now, I had talked to her about it. Mentioned that's when she finally realized I was part of GeekPod. I mentioned to him that he had sent the stuff over, and she had said that the Tales of the Keep was a little bit plain.
Because it was. It's literally just the text.
Right, it was just a text, but she added stuff into it, which when she showed us, I was awestruck by how cool it actually did look.
Well, that and
So-
how fast she can do
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, literally, she got it on Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon she had it mocked up for us.
Mhm.
Less than
And then-
12, I would say less than 12 hours.
Well, not even that, but we were talking about tweaks and stuff, and she was doing them in real time.
Yeah, we mentioned a couple of different things about like the logos and stuff like that, and she was doing it as we were talking. She was doing the tweaks on it as we were talking to her about it, and they were amazing, and I can't wait to see the finished product.
And
Are
while
they
we're
lo-
on
are
that
they local?
subject, they
Are they
are
local?
out of the Albany area.
Is it,
Okay.
I thought they said Ithaca.
Albany area.
Is it opening? Okay.
Yeah. But they go
But she
everywhere.
was also talking less than 48 hour turnaround when we did finally decide to what we were going to do.
Yeah.
Like she said she could have it done and to us in 48 hours.
Except for the other suggestions that end up being made. Because the one part we haven't discussed yet is our dungeon master, Luke, showed up on Sunday. And he was hanging out with us, and he came over, and that man is just full of great ideas. And as he said, he really likes trying to spend my money.
Yeah.
We all do.
Who doesn't?
Yes.
No.
So he came up with some other ideas, like this is going to be a legit custom dice tray, custom. He talked her into doing stuff for us that they don't normally do. This should be really cool, and it will debut somewhere around session 4 of our Dungeons and Dragons show when it comes out.
So is it just a tray, or does it have a rolling tower?
It does not have the tower. We opted out of the tower for now, just because with the way we shoot. Now we're getting into the weeds here. The way we're going to shoot the table, you really wouldn't see the tower part of it. So, but it's an optional add-on that we can do because I guess they're magnetic and they smack right to them. So
You gonna do another camera?
fourth camera, yeah, cameras everywhere. We have
Nice
everybody wearing body
cam.
cams at one point.
Yes.
No, I thought it was really cool though. Like during the con, they were very busy at their booth from Saturday, from the start of the con till Sunday at the end of the con. But Jen, as you said, we believe is her name.
Thing.
I know. I'm sorry if we're saying your name wrong, but they kept coming over to our tables like, "Is this good for your design? Is this good for your design?" and all that. They
That's
just
awesome.
they just like took a general interest, and the customer service aspect is really cool. So shout out to them.
Yeah,
for
they are
And I was-
very
I
good
was-
work.
And I was talking to the guy that's there, Jen's husband. He's looking forward to collabing with us and stuff like that, and helping us out any way he can. They enjoy helping out local groups that play D&D. So
Mhm.
so I'm thinking this is going to be a good partnership for us.
Yes, it is
And
going to be
he-
a very good friendship.
He is a DM,
Yes.
and he DMs games regularly.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, I'm looking forward to getting onto the site and just checking it out. I mean, yeah, I mean, I obviously wish they were local, so they would have had like a storefront. I would just go.
Right.
But
well, I'm pretty sure they will be at QSCon again this year.
okay, cool.
Um,
Hopefully I'll be able to make that one. This one I couldn't make it. I wanted to, but I couldn't. For
We're
medical
gonna see.
reasons.
Yeah.
So when is QSCon?
This fall, I believe. I
In
think
the
it's
fall, okay.
usually around September.
Okay.
So
This one's one of the better cons we've been to, I think.
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
The one last weekend?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That one was huge. I was impressed on how big that
Yeah.
was.
Phenomenal show put on by CNY Promotions. They're known in the area for putting on one-day collector shows. Usually it's like the sports card shows, stuff like that. A lot of the times when I've gone and met some of the WWE legends, it's their shows. They're always just a one-day show, a handful of vendors, 1 or 2 autographs people, I guess, because it's not always
Those
wrestlers.
are
They'll
called
get-
celebrities, Paul. Autograph people are celebrities.
I didn't go that route because it isn't always celebrity. Sometimes it'll be like college sports figures, stuff like that.
Wouldn't
I
those
guess
still
they
be
still fit.
celebrities?
It depends on who
To
you talk to, I
somebody.
guess. It would an SU basketball player be a celebrity to you, Hugh?
I mean, it would be to somebody who's into SU basketball.
It just has to be somebody, that somebody else recognizes. That's not,
Right.
makes them
I
I
mean,
just-
as long as it's not the homeless guy that they picked up on their way there, it would be a
Let me
celebrity.
give you all a
$1
little taste of a celebrity that I stood next to one day. Shortly after I started my job at the firm downtown, I was at this little lunch place where they used to make these pretty good garbage plates, and some woman comes walking up to the guy next to me and goes, "Hey, aren't you that guy from Geek Pod?" Everybody's a celebrity to somebody,
Yeah.
It's true.
and
But,
no, they
uh,
weren't talking to me.
But the last thing cool about Syracuse Collectors Con was when we were walking with Luke, Paul, and I said in our group chat, Victoria, the wrestler, gave us hugs. I was like, I was talking about her all weekend, and I looked at you guys. I'm like, oh my god, she can smile. And then at the end of the show, she's like, oh, goodbye, hug. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll take a hug from you.
Yeah.
That was kind of geeking. I was like, oh my god.
She was
Yeah.
hanging out with turtles all day. It had to be a step up for her.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's the only time anyone can ever say that about us,
Yeah.
as if they were hanging out with turtles all day.
Good one, Kev.
Just for the viewers, all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle actors were there, as well as a bunch of Power Rangers. So the turtles were probably the dirtier of the two that I could think of.
There you
Although
go.
the Power Rangers are pretty, they're pretty raunchy themselves.
Yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about Collectors Con that we didn't hit. Kev, you hung out with our good friend Jason from Play the Game, Read the Story.
Well, he still works with them, but he
Yes.
is actually with a board game company or a gaming company. They actually make games. And I'm sorry, I have to apologize to Jason. I still don't know what exactly that company is. He showed me on his shirt. He told me about it, and it went in one ear and out the other. But
does.
yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good to talk to Jason, to hang out with him for a few minutes, and to get a chance to learn a couple of the games from him. And that's exactly what you're going to see later is
Okay.
the fruits of that time that I spent with Jason. He showed me a couple of games. We had a great conversation about what I like to review on GeekPod and why, and he is right there with me. And he agrees, and everybody I talked to, and I talked to several people about tabletop gaming, and everybody has the same, basic opinion. The best games to get into are those that are, low barrier to entry. They're a little bit easier. The rules aren't quite so difficult. Kathy called the one we borrowed from Luke today. She said it's not too bad because it's not too intense as far as strategy is concerned. There's just enough of it, but the game is also conceptually easy enough to get up and running with very, very quickly. So those are the games that you can get other people involved in, people that aren't necessarily your geeky friends or family members. And those are the ones that I like to review. And Jason was great with that.
Standing. And speaking of games, guys, what are you playing
Well, I'm pretty sure I must be playing the same thing you are, Paul. And that
right
would
now?
be
Because that would be awkward. Sorry.
well, I mean, you can't see me from here down, so you never know.
You can't see me. Sorry.
Yeah,
Look
there you
at-
go. Yeah, I am playing WWE 2K24. I guess I had FOMO. I don't know. I pulled the trigger last Friday. Actually, I told you I was going to tell you this or say this on air. So I'm going to say something that might be somewhat controversial, but it's to prove a point. People go on and on about piracy and all that stuff. I pirated 2K24 on the day it came out. I illegally downloaded it from the internet with the sole purpose of seeing if it would run on my Steam deck and my computers. Okay, so that was what, Wednesday, Paul? It came out a Wednesday, a Tuesday, or a Wednesday?
It was a Wednesday. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I had enough time around other things to make sure that it seemed like it ran good. On Friday, I deleted those and I bought the $120 WrestleMania 40.
The WrestleMania
40
40 edition. Yeah.
Yes.
40
I
years
bought
of
it.
WrestleMania.
So for people that say, no, people don't actually pirate to test things out or whatever, 100% did, because I wanted to play it on computer rather than PlayStation 5, and I wasn't sure if my hardware would run it. That being said, I bought the highest ticket edition. I'm working on it, Paul. I'm getting better. I'm better at this than I was at 2K22. I went through the tutorial. I'm still sometimes struggling when it says, like, for instance, I was right in the beginning of the story and I was fighting Kevin Owens. And if you haven't done the My Rise yet, you need to, okay, be aware of this. There are also objectives there. Maybe there were in the previous games. I don't know. But I'm sitting here wrestling him. I'm like, fuck, I'm kicking his ass. He's all red. Every time I try to pin him, he gets up and kicks my ass. Well, up in the corner, it said, grab Kevin Owens. And once I did, it started a cutscene. And I was like, oh shit. So the same stuff that happens in the showcase mode also can happen in My Rise. I had no idea.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Was it like that in the other games too?
I don't know, because typically I'd stick to my universe or just showcase stuff.
But
So
I'm having fun. I sent Paul, I sent you a picture. You can throw it up if you want to. I created myself in the game with my Geek Pod. What is it? A bowling shirt? Is that the shirts we wear?
I got
Like the
work
one you're
shirts, we
wearing.
call them. Yeah.
Work shirts. Yeah.
What I'm
with,
wearing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, with my name on it like that, and the thing on the back, the abnormal response team logo. So it's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty close approximation. Would you
You
say,
did
Paul?
really well. Like my guy
Yeah.
actually, the version of me I made looks too much like an actual wrestler, just with
Yeah.
my face and way darker hair and beard than I really have.
Yeah, because there's multiple colors on every single piece of clothing, but when it comes to your beard, you can't add a second color. So it's
Yeah.
either got to be gray or brown.
Yeah,
So-
Kylie was watching me when I was putting my character together, and she was like, "Your hair's not that dark. Your hair."
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? Go upstairs. Just go.
Avery said the same thing. She said the same damn thing to me. So, but you know what? It is probably the best wrestling game that I've played in modern times. Really good. Still a little wonky sometimes, but if you're a wrestling fan, it's worth it. And I'm looking forward to diving deeper into that as well. I just now have to split my time between that and virtual pinball.
No, and for me, the thing that I'm really, and I was telling you about this at the show this weekend, that I've really dove into on it is the My Universe mode, where I basically get to sit back and be Vince McMahon without shitting on some poor girl's head.
Oh,
I mean, I'm saying. So I get to design the shows. I get to decide who's on what show and like who where the titles lie at the beginning of it, and then you let it go. Like I simulate everything, so I'm hands off afterwards. And by the time that month's pay-per-view gets there, I'm shocked that, oh, look at Cody Rhodes is the world champion. So and it starts you off with the real shows, and then it gives you the week schedule if you want, and you can add shows in, which I did. I started off on Wednesday night with a WCW Nitro. And I added a lot of like the 90s guys from that, and the ones that are well known for being WCW NWA guys, your Ric Flairs, all that. Because I went and I downloaded the best versions of all the ones that weren't in the game to bolster these, to the tune that I have like 50 slots left if I'm lucky. And then I went and was like, you know what? I want a straight 80s WWF show. So I created that for Thursday night, and I called it WWF Legends and used the real WWF logo. You guys all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And now I put all my guys, like your classic Hogan and Piper and everybody in there. And I put in the titles that I thought made sense. Hogan's the world title holder. I made the Rowdy one the IC champ. Had to. And he's holding. No one's been able to beat him yet. Him and Hogan are the only ones that are holding, but San Martino's coming fast for him. It looks like he's rising through the ranks. So, but I added in a bunch of what I say is the mandatory tag teams and stuff. We got your Road Warriors, the Demolition, the Nasty Boys, Strike Force, the Four Horsemen. I did.
Did you get the Killer Bees?
Not yet. Like I said, I'm conserving slots now. I'm getting a little worried. But they're on my list. They're there. I saw them. I saw Brian
What about
Blair's.
the
and
Bushwhackers?
they're coming in DLC, so I don't want to double dip. I don't want to put ones in that are going to be coming later, which also means my Legends show is missing guys like the Iron Sheik and Mr. Perfect, because they'll be coming later on. But by the end of the year, damn it, I'll have them all.
Just in time for 2K25.
Yep, for the announcement. But I mean, come May, I'm gonna have to find room for a new show. because the first DLC is ECW Punk or something like that they're calling it, where we're getting CM Punk at least for a week before he gets injured. And that
Basically.
He'll be back on Raw next week.
Monday night, yes.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Well, then you should just make Disability Phil the GM of that show.
Right.
Disability.
Workers Comp Phil.
Hold on.
Can't call him
I need to
Pepsi
write
Phil
that down.
anymore.
Oh,
No.
that's good.
Call him WC Punk.
That's
Oh
what
my
it is.
God.
Yeah.
Workers Comp Punk.
But yeah, I mean, they kind of got me with some of the DLC guys. They're really ones that I'm really looking forward to. Sheik, Punk, the Dudleys. I mean, I get it. You need to have some that are
The Dudleys.
You need to make it so people that didn't drop $120 on the full edition have something that they want to spend more money on. Like, that's why you got to put some main guys in there, or guys that, you know, they joined the company too late and oh shit, now we got to find a way to put them in the game. So, but I think that's enough WWE 2K24. Is anybody else playing anything?
I got you.
Of course
So-
you do.
No, since I have my computer now, so I'm gaming again, which is great. So I think I hit on it a little bit this weekend. We were at Collectors Con, from Xbox 360 to the PC, Saints Row 3. Reliving those days, playing that game again, which is a lot of fun. It's pretty cool, as you guys probably know. It's like a Grand Theft Auto with amusement and like a lot of
Grand
funny.
Theft Auto with dildos, isn't it?
Yep, the big pussy bat and all that. Basically, you can swing around.
All the things I can't use for titles.
I know. But no, right before this game, one of my buddies that I met at Star Wars Celebration, Corbs, and Dan, another Corbett. So we play this game once a week a little bit, which is really cool. I made my guy really old looking with a Jason Statham voice. So I thought that was kind of cool. But he one up me and made the Philly Fanatic with a zombie voice. So it's just like, it makes no sense, but it's so much fun. And I can't make this up. Right before we got on this podcast, we had about all the cops after us, the army after us, and we're in a speedway car listening to none other than Pepper by Butthole Surfers.
Wow.
So it's just a fun game, and we just have fun doing it. And like, I played this game 15 years ago, and I thought I was 100% and I beat it, but we downloaded the expansion pack. I guess there's like another like 150 hours of missions. So I'm like, oh my God, I did not know you could do all this. So you can download the $10 game on Steam or spend $12, $2 more, and get all these downloadable packs. So, and he's like, yeah, I was like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, oh, here you go. And then he downloaded it, and then he sent me a gift on Steam, and we've been playing that. And I think I have about 40 hours into it now. So it's pretty fun. But that's what I'm playing. Yeah.
Very cool. Anybody else?
Well, I was playing Starfield for a while, but I ended up, going through the main story and everything like that and finishing it. And so I downloaded a few different games, older games. So I was playing Ghost Recon Wildlands for a little while, but my sister came over on Saturday, and I was talking about playing my Xbox, and one of the games that I had downloaded originally that I have to have on any system that I have is my favorite game of all time, which is Skyrim. So and plus obviously being a huge Dungeons and Dragons guy, it kind of fits into that mold a little bit. So my sister was here for about 3 hours, from about 12:30 to about 3:30. And then I said to myself, I'm not going to play Skyrim. So 9 hours later, I was just finished the Thieves Guild. So yeah, I've been playing Skyrim. Like I said, it's Dungeons and Dragons type of thing. I live by myself. I just have a dog. So my breaks, to pee and to walk the dog, that's it. I didn't even eat. I just played Skyrim for 9 straight hours.
Don't you love those days, Dan? You're like playing and it's light out, and then you look out, shit, it's dark now.
It wasn't even that, because the way everything is set up in my house, I didn't even know that it was dark. I just checked my phone The only time I remember is when my alarm went off at 10 o'clock to make sure that I took my medicine and checked my blood sugar. Other than that, I had no clue what time it was. I was just playing. And I was like, I was sitting so long. I mean, for the Geek Pod community, everything like this, I'm an amputee. Okay. My left leg was amputated below the knee in September of 2022. But my other leg, numb. Numb. I was like, okay, how do I push? Like, I have a walker that rolls that I use when I don't have my prosthetic on. And I was like, I have to pee so bad. How do I can't push. Like, I had to like kind of like move around, smack it. I was playing for so long and my butt was numb. And I was like, Dan, you're 51 years old. You can't do this all the time. That was Saturday. I played Sunday from noon to 4:30, and then I left because my kid had a men's league hockey game that I wanted to go to. He had just come back from spring break, and he was cleared to play after having surgery like a month ago. And so, and then, yeah. So with the exception of about 4 or 5 hours worth of sleep, I probably played it for like 15 hours.
Nice.
So, I mean, and I played a little bit Friday night. I played Gotham Knights. I wanted to play that for a long time. There's some other games that kind of interest me, but I'm an open world like Skyrim, Starfield, Mass Effect Andromeda, which I have downloaded, which I've already played like 3 times, but I played Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So I'm waiting for Mass Effect 4 to come out. I'm waiting for new Elder Scrolls to come out, which I think is called Hammerfell. But that might not come out this year. It might be next year or possibly the year after because they're still working on it because Bethesda did Starfield and that was their big project. So I'm waiting for, stuff on Elder Scrolls and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm playing. I'm playing Skyrim again, which I can totally immerse myself in, as you just heard. So yeah, that's me.
Outstanding. Corbs, you got anything or no?
No.
All right. Well, then I think it's time to kick it off to Kev's tabletop review.
I want to tell you guys, I just want to tell you guys really briefly, there's at least one of those 2 games you're going to want to look into, and I would suggest you look into Seaside. So simple, so much fun, and you can take it with you anywhere you go. You got 15-20 minutes. You're just going to sit and wait to get in somewhere, or you got a reservation, or you're just out hanging out. Seaside is the kind of game you just bust out, throw it down, and you can just start playing anywhere. The pieces are designed to take whatever kind of abuse. They're made out of wood, and that's really all it is. These little wooden tokens. You pick it up so fast. The idea is you have tokens you put in the sea, and you have tokens you put on the shore. The things on the shore sometimes collect the things in the sea. Sometimes there's a wave that comes and washes all your stuff off the shore into the sea. Whoever has the most tokens at the end wins. It's that simple. It's a phenomenal game. Just check it out. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Go find your local gaming store. If you're in Syracuse area like I am, let's play the game, read the story. Go there, tell them you want Seaside. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's a fun game. Pick it up quick, play it anywhere, carry it with you.
All right. Now stick with us, guys. We'll be back with the news.
Hi, this is Craig Palmer. If you ever aspire to be a wrestler, come on down to Upstate Wrestling Entertainment, located at 1121 Glenwood Avenue in Niles, New York. We're open every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. till 9 p.m. Come on down and join us. See you then.
Looking looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Now, before you decide to be like all the cool kids and snort pumpkin pie spice to get high, here's the news. First up, I'm short, fat, and proud of that. It was a shocker last year when we got the surprisingly good Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie, taking the beloved children's icon that fell into public domain and turning him into a horror movie monster. Even more surprising was that the film was a success. And the sequel comes out next week, if you can believe that. I'm kind of excited about that. When Jagged Edge Productions and ITN Studios announced new movies, Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and Pinocchio Unstrung, it seemed like this was the company that was going to ruin our childhoods. But it gets better. The Poohniverse has been born. No, this is not a scat-filled sci-fi porn parody. It is the culmination of what is now being called the Twisted Childhood universe. The company is moving toward an Avengers-style mashup featuring murderous versions of Bambi, Tinkerbell, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Tigger, Piglet, Pooh, the Mad Hatter, and Sleeping Beauty. This is fucking epic. Keep in mind, Blood and Honey was not played for laughs. This was shot through the lens of somewhat serious horror. These films could be peak traumatization. I'm there for peak traumatization. Next up, God Save My Sanity. So apparently something is up with Kate Middleton. Or not. I don't know. I keep seeing headlines about where is Kate and people claiming pictures and videos or a body double or something. Holy shit, are the starving kids in Africa not enough for you people? There are real fucking problems in the world that need to be solved. We've been told she had surgery and has been recovering. I can barely leave my house as it is. I can guarantee you if the doctors cut my guts open, I'd be happy to lay on the couch and catch up on my Steam backlog. People have been acting like her photoshopping a family picture has broken the confidence and trust she had with the world. And that must be something up with her. There must be something wrong. Mind you, if you can find a dating profile picture that hasn't been touched up, you deserve a medal. In fact, most of our phones touch up our pictures now by default without us even knowing it, which is why my 12-year-old never looks as rabid and insane in her pictures as she was at the time they were taken. The bottom line is nothing weird has happened here yet. I'm not saying there isn't something wrong, but none of the so-called news that has come out about this is any indication of something wrong. Is there not something more important to write about? Have we moved on from fluff pieces about love on the spectrum already? Leave them alone. I'm sure when or if something happens, we'll hear about it from the prince's mistress. And finally, I'm 100% that family member. DNA test kits becoming commercially viable has been a resounding success, allowing people to trace their lineage, reconnect with loved ones, and discover family members they didn't know they had. Even my mother-in-law discovered a half-sister she knew nothing about when my wife took one. But what about the dark side of DNA tests? It was commonly thought since 1975 that incest accounted for 1 in 1 million births. New data out of the UK is finding that the real number is closer to, wait for it, 1 in 7,000. How many people are there in Fulton and Altmar? Anyway, this shocking data is supported by the rise in matches people are finding on these DNA platforms. In some cases, finding out that ex-lovers were half-siblings. Now, I mean, could we all just stop having sex with our relatives? Is it too much to ask? We live in an amazing time. We have Pooh Bear horror movies, virtual pinball, and Keurig machines. There must be something else you can focus on other than that hot first cousin you only see over the summer. And here's the scary part. As more and more men opt out for OnlyFans, hookers, and sex dolls, the incest percentage is going to go up as normal births go down. If we don't fix this, the entire world could look like the Toxic Avenger in a few hundred years. And that's the news, kids. Now, I want to touch on something that happened this past week. If you watch the show, you know I'm a big proponent of journalistic integrity. No matter what side you're on, the truth is still the truth. Last weekend, Donald Trump was speaking at a rally about the auto industry. You might have seen the media going all in on him, calling for a bloodbath and violence and all that. While I detest Trump and everything he stands for, that's just not what he said. He was talking about how Chinese companies want to build car factories in Mexico and then ship the cars over the border to the US. He said he would tariff them at 100% to stop it, but only if he gets reelected. And if not, if he wasn't reelected, it would be a bloodbath, and that would be the least of the economic issues we face. Go ahead, look up the video. There is no question at all that he was stating there would be a bloodbath in the auto industry if China is allowed to do this. But what the media is running with is he called for violence in the streets if he isn't reelected. He says enough awful shit that you don't have to make things up. You have become the fake news he claimed you were 7 years ago, and that's why people don't trust the news and claim there's a liberal bias. And when confronted by the fact that they are making it up, the outlets double down on the claim. This makes me so mad. Let me show you what I mean. Paul is going to play a clip from you from our 149th episode called Fifth Degree Belly Burns. In this clip, we are talking about how Kevin Smith actually boycotted one of his own movies. Paul brings up a sign that one of Kevin's friends brought to the protest. Let's watch. Paul?
Yeah. His buddy Malcolm that brought the sign that said "Dick tastes yummy." Yeah.
There you go. Paul said his buddy Malcolm that brought the sign that said "Dick taste yummy." Now, imagine I'm CNN or MSNBC and I remove the beginning of the clip so it sounds like this. Go ahead and play it, Paul.
Dick tastes yummy. Yeah.
Oh my God, what did he say? Play it again, Paul.
Dick tastes yummy. Yeah.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Play it again.
Dick tastes yummy. Yeah.
My God, what a scandal. Play it again slower for those whose father was their uncle.
Dick tastes yummy.
I can't believe Paul Showens just admitted that he thinks dick tastes yummy. You heard it in his own words. He said it, so it's the truth. Let me channel my inner Joe Scarborough. Saying he was talking about a sign, it's just bullshit. Let me say that at 6:15 a.m., even though I don't know why the time matters. It's just bullshit. He knew what he was doing. We're not stupid. Americans aren't stupid. He was talking about cock being delicious. Sometimes a yummy dick means a yummy dick. And when you finish this by saying, and that's just going to be the least of it, seriously, these people may be stupid. We're not stupid. He was talking about dick being yummy for America. For real. That's doubling down on a disingenuous lie. That's exactly what Scarborough said on Morning Joe, with the word bloodbath replaced by various penile references. It's hold on. My phone just went off. Something's coming through social media. It says, post now breaking news. Hey, Paul, I'm sending this over. Can you throw it up on screen?
Sure.
Dick tastes yummy. Son of a bitch, they did it to me too. Now I have to explain parody and satire to my kids. Have you tried to explain anything to kids these days? Avery hides behind a chair 2 rooms away because she's afraid the microwave will blow up when she heats up food for 30 seconds. But I digress. To our news networks, I say this. If you really want to be on the right side of history, as you so often claim others are not, then you have to start by reporting actual history. You can't pretend you're on the side of good when you practice the same evils as your opponents. Yes, history is written by the victor, but right now, we're all losing. The truth can't set us free if you only report half of it. Paul?
In other news, chitlins are made from the small intestines of pigs. Back to you, Corbs.
What? All right. I still don't know what
It was on the news, so it must be true.
Must be.
So that's kind of like giblets, but giblets come from
I thought you said
okay.
chiclets.
Shit doesn't travel through giblets.
I thought you said chiclets too. Paul.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, intestines are poop tubes. Okay, there's no way around it. That's what they are.
eventually,
Ew.
large intestine, the small intestine, I wouldn't say it was.
I was researching something.
Nope. But the
All right.
title.
He's got a title in something. He's got a title in mind. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit of sports.
Sports.
Sports. So it's been a while. Obviously, haven't been here forever. 2 months, something like that. I only missed 2 shows. So we'll go through a little bit of what's
Golf.
been going on. A little bit of golf. The golf season has started. You are correct, Paul. The golf is golf to me. I mean, I watch golf every weekend when it's on. I watch men and women's golf. Women don't play as often. Their schedule is a little bit different. I've been watching the men play. Masters is coming up. Last year and a month from now, I would have been traveling to Georgia to go to the Masters. Tried to get tickets again for this year's Masters. Did not win the raffle. So there's
Can
that.
I ask, can I
that
ask a
sucks.
question?
Sure, why not?
Is there the same disparity between men and women golfers as there is between men and women basketball players?
What do you mean by that?
In
Pay scale.
salary, pay scale, earnings,
Yes.
winnings.
Yes.
Yes.
The general workplace.
Yep. Yeah. There's definitely a disparity between.
Well, hold
men
on,
and
general,
women
not general workplace. My wife makes more money than I do. I just want to make that
So you
clear.
guys
Just
are doing the same job.
in sports in general, there is a disparity between men and women.
But the same. I mean,
Mhm.
because in
Yeah.
basketball, somebody right out of college going to make millions of dollars. The best basketball player they've had ever that's female will lucky if she makes 70 grand a year.
Well, it's
she
actually
did-
more like I think you're right in that they just came up with and I'm sorry to interject, but they just came up with, I just saw it, was the best college basketball women's player this year and last year was Caitlin Clark from Iowa. And somebody asked why she would leave Iowa because she does have another year of eligibility due to the COVID rules. So what they said is she's going to go number 1 overall in the WNBA draft. She'll probably make about 70,000. If she stayed at Iowa, she'd make 5 million. So for that, with the NIL deals and stuff like that, but there is a definite disparity because when you're a rookie in the NBA and you just come out your first year, you're making several $1 million, but the best women's basketball player will make like
100, maybe 100,000.
maybe 100,000. I know that like Brianna Stewart from the New York Liberty WNBA, she's the highest paid player in WNBA. She makes about 125,000. To offset some of that salary, the women used to go and play overseas, where they would be paid millions of dollars playing in Russia.
Yeah,
But after
sometimes
the
they get
Brittany
paid in
Griner thing-
cannabis oil too.
Yeah, but after the Brittany Griner thing, not a lot of players are going to go over.
It was just I just happened to think about it.
Yeah, no, and you're right, Kev. There is definitely a pay disparity between men and women athletes across the board: basketball, golf, soccer, everything like that. So,
Me personally, I'd much rather go see a female golfer than I would a male golfer.
and Kev, you're not wrong.
But for basketball, that's not the truth. I'd rather go see the powerhouse guys play basketball over the women, even though the women are very good players. But,
Right, and I enjoy watching. And my brother and I have talked about this. I enjoy watching women's golf because it's golf the way golf has to be played. The guys play golf; they hit the ball a fuck ton, like 325 yards off the tee, and you can outdrive any mistake at 325. You can any par 5 that's 500 and something yards. You hit it 325. These guys hit the ball so far. The guys I golf with, one of the guys was talking about, and Danny knows Justin. You guys all know Justin. I mean,
Rare.
I've talked about him. He is the best golfer I know. Best golfer I play with, hands down. He hits the ball a fuck ton. He is talking about hitting his 6-iron, 180 yards. Okay. There was a guy on the tour last weekend that hit his pitching wedge, which is one of the lowest lofted clubs you have in your bag, 200 yards.
That's insane.
How the fuck do you compete with that? There are guys on the tour that can't hit their 3-iron, 4-iron that far. He's hitting a pitching wedge that far. The people have become so strong, and it's become it's no longer a finesse game. When I first started watching golf, it was very much a finesse game. It was very much a link style. You had to hit to certain spots, and you had to hit from certain spot to a certain spot, and a certain spot to the green, and you had to be in a certain spot on the green to have a chance for a birdie. Now these guys are just out driving these spots where they need to end up, or they're supposed to be. If you can get past that first spot, it changes the complexity of the game.
Right.
The girls can't do that. They can't hit the ball that far. So they have to play smart golf. Hit to a certain spot, hit to another certain spot. Some of the girls can hit the ball a little bit farther, but not 325. I mean, Rory McIlroy hit a drive last year at one of the tour championship matches, a par 4. It was 348 yards to the green, and he hit it through the green.
Oh.
So he hit it over 350 yards. Now it was downhill. So we'll preface it with that. But it wasn't 50 yards downhill. It was like 5 yards downhill. And he hit the ball, and it landed on the green. It didn't roll onto the green and roll through. It landed in the middle of the green. So he hit it 340 yards on the fly. That, to me, first of all, that's impressive. First of all, let's get that out. Let's get that out the way. That's very impressive. But if you can do that, you can pretty much make up any mistake that you make by hitting it that far.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you can't take a strong guy out on a green and have him do well.
But that's the thing.
There's some finesse with that. There's some
technique.
There's technique. There is. But Rory McIlroy
okay,
is one of the best players in the world right now. So he, if can hit the ball that far and still putt, I mean, that's a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have long and short game. I don't know much about golf, but my uncle told me that once, and it makes sense to me. Where does the and if my questions are throwing you off, just tell me to shut the fuck up.
No, go for it.
Where does the golf club technology come into play? Like, obviously, the same club could be available to any player, right? It's just a matter of money. It's just the way any technology is in any sport. Where does that come in, and how does that aid like the technique or the power?
The technique and the power comes with the flex in the shaft. So there's different style shafts. You got a really stiff shaft, which is what I play, which doesn't bend. So when you take it back and you whip forward, the shaft bends, but it doesn't bend as much. There's a stiff shaft, there's an extra stiff shaft, there's a senior stiff, which is for the older players. Then there's just a regular, then there's a regular shaft. Okay. The regular shaft has a lot of whip to it. So if you're stronger and you're creating that torque when you bring the club around, they have actually shown it where you can see the club, and it literally is almost like a U.
Right.
Because they're creating that much torque on it. That's where a lot of that technology comes into play, is how hard you can swing. And if you watch golf, like I watch golf, these guys swing hard. So in that aspect, between the men and the women can't swing the club as hard.
Right.
So, and the technology is all the same. Like you said, these players all have the same clubs.
Well, they have
the same clubs, but
they have the same reach. They could have whatever club
they
want to use for whatever. So I mean, and I'm not downplaying the fact that it is a strength thing because, but obviously there's a finesse thing also, finesse technique. I just wondered because I've actually I saw something a while back on. They were coming out with a new head,
Yep.
and it was an alloy head, and it had some kind of an insert in the center of it that could be changed. And I didn't know if that was a weight thing or if
It's a
it
weight
was
thing. It's a weight
or if-
thing.
Oh, it's all it
Yeah.
does? Is it just
Yeah.
changes the weight of the okay.
Changes the club the weight of the club head. So, and I mean, there's clubs like that. They have a lot of the drivers in the woods are like that, where you can change the plate in it, or you can add something to it that makes it a little bit heavier, so that when you get the torque coming down, when the ball hits the club face, there's more. It's heavier. It's a heavier face, so there's more compression. And causes the ball to jump off the club a lot more.
Okay, last question, I promise.
Yeah, go for it.
Has any of those weights ever come loose when a golfer was teeing off
No,
and like killed a spectator?
no,
That'd be awesome.
no. But see, and you laugh and I laugh at that too, Kev. But I have seen in golf matches where club heads have snapped off because you guys are swinging so hard. I've seen where guys have gotten mad enough to slam the club in the ground for it to break. So yes, I pray to God it never happens, but yes, that could eventually happen. Because now I've been to golf matches. I was at 2 golf matches last year. I went to the PGA Tour, went to the PGA Championship in Rochester, and I went to Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
The spectators are so close to the players when they're swinging. Now they're not like right on top of them where they don't have any room. They do give you the tee box room plus a little bit extra, but you're within 10 feet, 12 feet maybe of them swinging. So if a club head breaks off, you could technically get hit. And if it snaps off on the shaft and it's jagged, yes, you could get seriously hurt. So I laugh about it and joke about it, but that technically, yes, that could happen. And I guarantee you at some point, somebody is going to get hit by a club head that breaks. So
Yeah, these guys are so much bigger and stronger.
yes.
And going back to just something, comparing guys, men and women. I coached basketball for a lot of years. And when I was coaching, and I coached men's, like not men, but boys, up through high school. And I would always tell my players, if you're going to watch a basketball game, do not watch the guys. Always watch women. And everybody was like, why? And I was like, because men play above the rim. They play above the rim, but women, with the exception of a few women players, nobody dunks. So you watch the women because they set screens, they play angles, they play the right way. And the one team that I always told them to watch was the UConn Huskies. Gino REM at UConn is probably the greatest coach that's ever lived. I mean, he's got as many, if not one less championships than John Wooden at UCLA, who has 11. But watch women play the game of basketball because they play smart. They play with their heads. A lot of them are really good shooters. I've spent the last 2 years watching Caitlin Clark from Iowa. She's phenomenal. But watch the women play because it's all about angles and screens and playing for your team, not necessarily playing, they don't play above the rim. And that's why it's so much better. Anybody with that God-given ability as a man can dunk. I mean, back in the 80s, look at Spud Webb. He was 5'7" and could dunk a basketball, won a dunk contest. So women just played the game the right way, in my opinion. That's why when I watch, like I watch the Olympics and stuff like that, you got the dream teams and stuff. I watch the women. I root for the men, but I watch the women's game because it's more technically sound.
Yep.
That's how I do it. That's what I
Yeah.
would say.
I would 100% agree with that. I watch the women's golf. I watch Caitlin Clark. I watch women's basketball. I watch Paige Beckers.
Yep.
I watch the WNBA when
Yep,
it's
me
on.
too.
I'll put it on a little over here and there just to watch basketball. How I grew up playing basketball,
Yep, pure.
pure basketball, screening, looking for the open man,
Yep.
giving yourself up as opposed to being the superstar.
You know, those three things kind of sound like dating for women these days.
It's true.
It is.
You know, Corbs, I don't want to derail your sports segment. I just have to say, I was thinking about what you were talking about how all the different shafts in golf.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of pissed because I had to go through 86 different transcripts to find something that could be taken the wrong way for that last bit at the end of my segment. And that was the only thing I could find back at episode 149. And you just gave me something that would have worked perfectly tonight. Why couldn't you have done this back in January? What the fuck?
Sorry, Hugh. Well, I got something for your next 140th episode.
That's what I was just gonna say.
So I mean, like I said, guys, I watch golf. PGA Championship was last weekend.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler won that. He's the first player ever in the Players Championship to win back-to-back Players Championships. Never been done before. Tiger Woods never did it. Jack Nicklaus never did it. Neither did Arnold Palmer. None of those guys. Scotty Scheffler, number one player in the world right now, is the only player to ever do that. So that was a big deal. Other stuff that's been going on, obviously, because of the timing. The Super Bowl was played. Kansas City won. Everybody fucking figured that out.
I hate them.
Yeah. Well, you hate them for a different reason. We'll
No, I hate them for all the reasons everybody else does, plus the different reasons because they play in the same division or the same division as my team. So
yes, exactly. So I mean, yeah, football, good. There's been a lot of stuff going on football wise. I'm not going to cover it all. Signings and all that stuff. Last year, running backs didn't get any play at all in the offseason. They were talking about the running backs were dead. This season, first day of signing, 5 running backs signed right off the bat. A lot of 5 teams went to different divisions. Jack, I know you got to be happy. Got Saquon.
I am. It's a little expensive, but
It is
I'm happy
expensive,
with
but
it.
it gives you the legitimate running back that you need.
Well, it's like the Christian McCaffrey for the 49ers. He can catch. He's got high character. I like that.
Yep.
But this is your segment. Keep going.
No, that's fine. Raiders lost Jacobs. He went to the Packers. I don't know if the Raiders pick anybody up.
no,
Mhm.
the kid that they had backing up Jacobs because Jacob missed a bunch of games this year is Zamir White, kid
Okay.
out of I want to say he's out of Georgia, but it could be Alabama. Did really well in their last game, especially in the game that they beat Kansas City at the end of the year on Christmas Day. Love that
Okay.
game. He had like 145 yards, so they're going to stay with him. Jacob signed with the Packers.
Yep.
Derrick Henry signed with the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yep.
That was a good one.
2 years, 18 million.
Yep. Saw that one. Did the Giants get Singletary?
Yep.
Devin Singletary.
I think so.
Yeah. A lot of guys moved around. Justin Fields, that was the big talk this offseason. Would he get traded? Wouldn't he get traded? The teams that he was going to get traded to signed quarterbacks before he could get traded to them. I don't understand him going to Pittsburgh. I think that's a dumb move with Russell Wilson's there. He's going to learn from Russell Wilson, which is a good move. But they had Kenny Pickett. I don't know what they're going to do with Kenny Pickett now. They're going to package him.
They traded him to Philadelphia. He's the backup to Hurts.
Oh, is he? Okay, I did not see.
Yep.
I did not hear that. I did not see that. Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing with the Fields thing, and I'll jump in really, really quick because obviously sports is one of my things too. Fields and Wilson are both on expiring contracts.
No,
That's why they went. So
Fields signed there, didn't he, Jack?
No.
2 years?
No,
I don't
Fields.
think so.
Fields is going to his 4th year, and the Steelers can pick up his 5th-year option.
Okay,
Right, if they want to.
But Danny is right too. It is an expiring contract because they don't have to pick up the 5th option. They can let it go. And
Yeah.
Russell's only on a 1-year deal with them.
Right.
Worth $1 million when the Broncos are paying $39 million, which is a pretty good gamble.
Right. So, I mean, other than that, basketball. I don't really watch basketball. I kind of pick up on. I've been watching a little more hockey. family is kind of a hockey family now. When it used to be a football, baseball family. Now it's more of a hockey family.
Yep.
I don't know how that happened, but I mean, I don't know how that happened. My two nephews both played, so I'm kind of stoked that the Canucks are in the lead in the Pacific. They're in the lead overall, not in the lead overall. I don't think not anymore. In the entire Western Conference, I think they are.
I think they are.
Yeah, so
I didn't check yet.
but they're not. They're like fourth overall, so they're not in the line for the President's Cup, which is good because if you win the President's Cup, you don't normally win the Stanley Cup.
That's true.
So I'm looking forward to the end of the end of next month that the playoffs start.
Playoffs start in the middle of April.
Okay, so they got like a month left. So
Yeah.
I mean, the Canucks going to make the playoffs this year. So that'll be nice. Unfortunately, I still won't be able to watch them because they're on at 10 o'clock at night. So that's my only problem with being a Canucks fan is I can never watch them when they're on. They're always on late at night.
Yep.
Or
Unless they're playing somebody Midwestern like
Yeah.
Minnesota or Dallas or somebody like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's always good. Unless they come around to Buffalo and I can go and take my kid.
Right.
So that was fun. We did actually go to Buffalo. I know I mentioned it. We did make it out there. I don't know if I have been on since then. I don't think I've been on since then.
I don't know. I seem to recall.
It seems like we had a discussion about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did talk about it.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, baseball season's right around the corner, which is nice because I can watch it. I can pick a team to watch because my team's going to suck this year. They decided to trade away everybody. I don't know what's going on there. So I guess we're in the midst of a rebuilding season. Just traded our starting pitcher to San Diego. So we'll see how the season goes. But I mean, other than that, I mean, we can talk a little wrestling. We look like normally do. Do you want Paul?
We can hit a little bit. The biggest thing coming up, we're a couple weeks away from WrestleMania, which was supposed to be hoot and holler and good time at my house until last night in DC. You didn't get the message on this. I realized last night that WrestleMania Night 1 is the same day that I'm going to be 3 hours away at championships. So night 1 of WrestleMania is not happening at my house because I won't be anywhere near the house for it.
Okay.
Sorry guys.
It's just like Willy Wonka, though. It's like you lose. Good day, sir. Basically, you screwed us.
Yeah, well, that's shit rolls downhill. So...
He didn't screw us, dude. Peacock
I'm just
is
screwed.
$10 a month.
I have
$10.
Peacock. I have Peacock, so I'll be
see
watching.
the parties at Jack's that night. Night 2 can be at my house, but it's a Sunday night. Who wants to do that?
That's my birthday.
Oh yeah, no one's over at my house on his birthday. That's not happening.
I'm having a birthday party at your house. Sick.
No. Of course, I did this to him last year too. I'm like, no, fuck your birthday. Then I had a gift for him when he got to the house. So
I have a gift.
no, definitely not this year.
Not this year.
Damn it.
All right, but I was getting the wrap it up sign from Kevin because I think his tum tum's not feeling so good. So let's move it right along to what's your name, Jax? Trivia time with Jack. Oh, God, I do it all the time. I gotta scroll back. Trivia time with Jack.
Wow.
Hit it.
All right. Welcome to the squad, Dan. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna have you pick a number between 1 and 5.
Okay, you do have 5. Good.
I do.
Of course
3.
you do. You
Okay.
motherfucker. Sorry.
All right. So normally I let you pick a lifeline, but we already have too many people in here, so you get 2 guesses. All right. Who composed the music to Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Who composed the music to Sonic the Hedgehog?
There was
3?
a third one?
Yeah.
I have
wait,
no clue.
You're talking about the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the movie is not
He's a
there yet.
famous
Who didn't
music.
come out yet? That's why I was.
He's a famous musician.
famous musician. Now, is he like a composer, like John Williams did Star
No.
Wars?
No.
No. Okay.
It's an artist, so that if I give you more, you'll know it. Very well known.
In what circle?
Right. What year did it come out? Do we know?
Early 90s.
mm,
I'm giving way too much away, but
Yeah.
if I give the genre, you'll know it immediately.
probably not, because I'm not a
All right, here it is. This is the big clue. Pop.
Yeah.
pop.
Fucking Madonna.
No, I don't think it's Madonna. I'm
See,
not gonna
man.
say it's not Michael Jackson. Is it?
Correct.
Is it really?
I was fucking
Wow.
around.
Well,
I
the king
really
of
thought
pop.
it was.
No, wait a
I
minute.
was-
He
I kept-
already had a relationship with Sega from the Moonwalker video
Correct,
game, so that
correct.
makes
I
sense.
forgot about that, but
Correct.
I actually thought, believe it or not, my head kept going to Lionel Richie.
See, when you listen to this podcast, Kev usually gets the questions correct, but he doesn't finalize them. But when you said Michael Jackson, I'm like, say final, and then you get it. So yeah, you got it.
Wow.
All
Say
right.
final. Just tell him he's right.
I love to see you squirm, though. You're like, maybe, maybe not. Kev,
Speaking
no,
of
that was
squirming,
good.
let's have Kev go next.
that's exactly what we're leading towards.
One.
All right. We have, let's see here. Where were fortune cookies invented? It is a United States city. I'll give you that.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna say Chicago.
Final?
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to guess that it's in California, but I don't know what city.
Okay, let's elaborate on this. Where in California you think it is?
I just
It-
said I didn't know.
I'm gonna
Were
say
you
San
listening?
Francisco.
Correct.
Yes, that's what I was
Really?
figuring. Yeah.
Yes, because that's where all the Asian immigrants came in, and that's where when they Americanized
Oh.
everything, it all started on the West Coast and moved east.
All right, Hugh. What do you
Okay.
want? What do you
Okay.
want?
I want to because I'm the McMahon. Call back.
You're gonna be like, why this one?
No one's gonna remember that though, and they're gonna think I'm saying I'm actually a McMahon. That was a bad joke.
What
I remember.
was the purpose for ice cream cones before ice cream? What was the purpose of an ice cream cone?
Keeping nipples warm.
No,
I like it. Madonna's nipples.
Madonna's
Those are the
nipples.
sugar cones.
the sugar.
The sugar.
I love it.
I think people
Sugar
probably
tits.
put other stuff in them, like yummy
going.
mashed potatoes and gravy.
No, that would taste good, but no,
Cotton candy.
no.
Okay, I don't know.
To hold flowers. I don't know. That's what I found. That's the one I didn't know.
Really?
That's
Really?
okay.
That's interesting, actually.
And someone was like, "Hey, give me your vase. I think I could put this new ice cream stuff in here. This is perfect."
Johnny, get away from eating the flowers.
But they don't hold water. Why would you put flowers in them?
I don't know. This is one I didn't know. I was like, really?
I'm thinking like that, but if you put it in the ground and it dissolves
Yeah.
into the ground.
Ah,
Look at
okay.
him go. Corbs.
All right. Corbs, what do you want? 4 or 5?
We'll go 5.
Cockroaches
Huh.
do what every 15 minutes?
Every 15 minutes,
A cockroach does it every 15 minutes.
poops.
Fog the engine.
You are close with pooping, but if you want to take another guess, I'll let you.
All right, peeing.
Fart.
Okay.
Like me. Okay.
All right.
And just like a cockroach fart, I'm out of here.
All right, Paul, what your last one? How
4.
about
4.
what sport was played on the moon? You should know that from your history class.
I know what it
Oh.
is.
So do I. But I gotta make you guys wait so I can type. Golf.
Correct.
Galf. It's Galf.
All right,
Longest
so
I've ever hit.
it is. How about in 1930, the first KFC came out, and in 1973, Pittsburgh Pirates right fielder Roberto Clemente was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame 11 weeks after his plane crash.
Yes, he was.
And then in 1991, Michael Jackson signed $65 million deal with Sony to produce 6 albums. And then if it's your birthday today, Spike Lee is 68 years old. Ruby Rose from the John Wick movie is 39
And
years old.
Batwoman.
That
Come
one.
on.
Batwoman. Well, I love her from John Wick.
She was
And-
badass in it.
And then former NBA coach Pat Riley is 80 years old.
And probably
Wow.
still screaming and hitting people.
Riles.
He's still with Miami too, isn't he?
He
yes,
is
he's still in the front
With-
office.
with the hair slicked back.
Yep.
Right.
Gotta have the hair.
All right, back to you, Paul.
All right. Well, that's a good time to throw it to commercials since Hugh just stormed off set. Oh, he's back.
I had to let I have to let
Cat.
cats in and out of this room the whole time.
He had to go let his cockroach out
Oh.
so it could fart outside.
Oh,
Every
I almost.
15 minutes.
All right. Well, we got the timer started. We have 14 minutes and 45 seconds, by the way, just so you know.
Before a
Um,
fart.
Yeah, because I already did. But I almost threw it to break before I gave you guys the weekly topic. In light of recent events with us all except DC, see, I'll use the name you prefer. DC.
Thank you.
Everyone else is blowing up your spot. In light of us all hanging out at a con recently, I want to know, guys, what is your favorite thing to do or see at a con? And the boys will answer that when we come back. Stick with us, guys.
Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Hi, this is Craig Palmer. If you ever aspire to be a wrestler, come on down to Upstate Wrestling Entertainment, located at 1121 Glenwood Ave in United, New York. We're open every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. Come on down and join us. See you then.
And that music means it's time for me to fart again. No, it's time for the weekly topic. Let me reiterate.
15 minutes of commercials? You're putting 15 minutes of commercials in this shit?
I'm trying to get us paid.
I don't think we even have 15 minutes worth.
Okay, so I asked, what
15
is your
minutes of good
favorite
content?
thing?
What the fuck are you talking about commercials?
Oh, so true.
Anyway, go ahead.
What is your favorite thing to do or see at a con?
Me.
Kev.
Me.
Cosplayers.
Good answer.
I freaking love the cosplayers. Some of them just do such a phenomenal job.
We saw
last-
some Baldur's Gate 3 cosplayers at Syracuse Comic Con. I was jacked for that.
There was
That's
a girl.
awesome.
Not
There was a
jacked.
girl that walked by. I knew immediately who she was. She dressed like Raven in the initial Raven in the Titans show. Looked just like her. I mean, small,
awesome,
dark
yes.
hair, had the purple thing there. And then she was with someone that I knew that I should know who it was, but I couldn't figure out who she was. The gentleman that they were with, that should have been the clue.
It was Rose. Yeah.
But just phenomenal. I love to see the cosplay.
There were some really great ones. If you go on Syracuse Collector Con's Facebook page, they got a lot of pictures of the cosplayers.
People put so much effort into that sometimes.
You missed like the entire clan of Mandalorians on Sunday, Kev.
It
It
is.
was pretty awesome. Yeah. All right. Up next, let's go. You know what? Let's give him a chance to go early this time. DC, you got one for us?
Yeah, seeing things at cons. I like a lot of the vendors especially if they, you know, depending upon what it is they have. Like, I would have loved to have been there on Sunday to, you know, to it's getting dicey. I would have been like I would have found a chair and just pulled it up and just hung out. But I mean, you know, different things too. I mean, I look for different things like going to cons. I like cosplay. Number one, that's also awesome. You know, I would love to go out to San Diego Comic-Con and just look at the cosplayers out there. You know, especially like, and if they have panels too, you know, meeting some of the favorite people that I watch, like podcast wise and stuff like that, or watching, you know, videos or streaming, you know, like Dungeons and Dragons. There's a bunch of different ones that I would like to see. You know, people dress up like the characters from their favorite, you know, streams and stuff like that. I also like looking at different products, you know. There's a lot of new things that have come out for Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of players like myself and Dungeon Masters, because I have also DM'd, just getting new products or seeing what else is out there and anything like that, and seeing one, if I can get it cheaper than what I can get it at a Barnes and Noble or something like that, or even off of Amazon, if I can get them cheaper. But you know, I like all aspects of cons. I like the people. I like just meeting new people too. I feel like a shut-in sometimes because I have to be, because of my my leg. But when I can get out and do it, I love to go to them. So just the adventure.
Stick with us. You'll be
Okay.
on the scene.
No worries, man. No worries.
All right. Hugh, how about you?
My favorite thing at conventions is easily looking at vendors, mostly specifically for horror movie figures and horror related figures. At this con this past weekend, I picked up the NECA Ultimate Frankenstein and a NECA Candyman, both of which, I mean, the Frankenstein's out there and available. The NECA Candyman, I've had a hard time finding it. I was able to find a cheaper version. What's that? There's that one company that makes those smaller figure, Mego, maybe I think it's called.
Migo?
Mego, yeah. They have a Candyman that's available, but
Yeah.
those figures, yeah, they look like crap. I found the NECA one that I've been searching for forever. It's got, you know, an actual cloth coat and everything. It's fantastic. But yeah, I that's the first thing I look for is which vendor has figures and do they have any cool horror stuff.
That is not the first thing you look for. What do we
It's
do
not.
every time when
Look
you're
for a
looking through the
table?
vendors?
Go about the bathrooms.
Well, there's that too.
Look for a table.
Hellblazer. Well, there's that.
Oh yeah,
Hellblazer number one.
ask the comic vendors if they have a Hellblazer number one.
Yes.
See, I forgot about that because it never happens.
Oh,
My favorite part of cons is not finding the comic I'm looking for. So,
Basically.
Corbs.
Which one?
You're the only one we call Corpse.
It's true.
Sup?
For me, I mean, it's the same stuff. It's the cosplay. I like the people. I people watch. I people watch. So, you know, I like watching the cosplays. I love watching the Mandalorians and the Stormtroopers come walking around. The Mandalorian had the thing where you could actually hear him talk in the Mandalorian voice. Stuff like that is really cool. Like Kev says, they put so much effort into it. So, even at the horror fest, the guys, I mean, I'm not a horror fan, you guys all know that, but seeing guys walking around as Michael Myers and Jason and stuff like that, it's just the amount of effort people put into the costumes is just amazing. So that to me is the fun part, going there and watching people walk around.
Oh, we haven't even addressed the fact that all day Sunday I kept getting harassed by a TIE fighter pilot.
It's true, we did.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Our good buddy Joe Booth, who's a member of the 501st, he does a whole cosplay as a TIE fighter pilot.
oh
And
awesome.
he decided all day long that he was just gonna fuck with me every time he saw me. And it was great. Yeah, like anytime I would just be like, I'd be looking at a booth, not him, but an actual like a vendor booth. And all of a sudden you would just hear it because he had the speaker and everything too. All of a sudden he'd say some smart ass shit, and then him and like a bunch of stormtroopers would just come over and harass me. At one point, they were gonna arrest me, and they started, doing the whole like pull my hands behind my back. I'm like, whoa, this shoulder doesn't go that way. Hold on, hold on. But it was a lot of fun, and it was in front of Jason's booth, Kev, and Jason was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" So it was a lot of fun. And hey, at least Booth, didn't faceplant into the parking lot this time.
Yeah, I was
But-
gonna ask how his
yeah.
face was.
Yeah, I think he's doing good. Yeah.
Oh, that guy! I remember that
Yes.
guy.
Yes.
Yes, that guy. All right, but I'm sorry, I stepped all over your part, Corbs. Were you done?
I'm done.
All right, Jack.
There's so many things, but like if I can spend a little bit of money, I definitely like the photo op. I love to meet the celebrities that are there. When I went to Celebration, like when Kev was there a couple years ago, seeing Hugh McGregor, Anthony Daniels, and the late Carl Weathers. So that was a really good opportunity to meet those celebrities, and now actually seeing the other side of it too. Working with Sci-Fi Horror Fest these last couple of years, we were setting up our booth a couple of years ago, and literally I just feel two big big gloves slamming down
Bear
on my
paws.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Bear paws. Oh my god. Literally, it's like boom. It's like CJ Graham is just right there. He's like, "Hey, big man." I'm like, "Hi." I was like, "You're so huge." But like seeing like all these people, like, and then meeting the celebrities, working with the celebrities at like these cons, and then doing the moderation of the panels and learning more about the celebrities too. So like, yes, they're in movies. We idolize some of them, and then we get to learn more about their backstories. But meeting the celebrities at the conventions really, I think, is a good opportunity.
For me, it's the interaction with.
Corbs?
Hang on one
Sorry.
second. I hear a voice coming up.
I can tell you what my favorite thing is.
No one after you, Bryce.
Bryce!
Thank
Yeah,
you.
shut the
I just
hell
love that
up.
I'm welcomed here.
Come on in. Have him get in frame. Jesus Christ.
Well, you like to call him a disenchanted voice, so
Fabio!
There it is.
It's Fabio.
My favorite thing at all the cons I've been to with my father here is the artists. They all do an amazing job at what they do.
Phenomenal.
And I'm a person who I don't do like art for like commissions and stuff. I do art for myself, and it's just spectacular to see what people can do.
That's awesome. Yes. I'm glad you touched on that because a friend of the show, Matt Flint, was the superstar artist for Syracuse Collectors Con. He did the t-shirt. He did an
Nice.
exclusive TMNT cover. And I mean, like that, we couldn't even get near him all weekend.
Yeah, he was
that
so busy we couldn't
Yes.
talk, which is
So,
a good thing.
good on him. Yes, we're very happy for him. Well, we keep talking, him and I, every time we run at each other. It's like, hey, I got to come on the show, and I'm like, yeah, you do. And he's so busy. So, but eventually we're going to get him on. We're going to talk about what he's got going on and
That's cool.
the fact that he's got some stuff coming up that I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
I don't know though, Paul. The last vendor, the guy you had on that had a business, isn't he like all closed up now?
Who?
Smash guy.
Oh, no. He moved. They're still in business. They're doing well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But,
Just- okay.
You're
yeah,
talking about,
no, there's
you're
no
talking
Geek Pod curse.
you're talking about Smash Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they moved out to Western Lights.
Yeah, they're doing very well there. That was not a business model for the mall. No.
No, it was a great
Yeah.
business model for the mall. It's just the people in the mall didn't like the business.
Yeah, the mall.
Yeah,
Mall peeps were assholes.
yeah. So what's your favorite thing, Paul?
My favorite thing is the interactions with some of the celebrities. You guys know that I have a mission lately. We talked about it last week at my house instead of recording. And it means a lot to me to get autographs from some of the WWE legends. And that's huge for me. I like being able to go to these things, get some of those. I was able to obtain autographs from Demolition this weekend to add to my book. I've got a book that since my dad passed, I've decided that's an important thing to me. So I've been adding them all to my autograph book. I think I'm going to start bringing that to all of our shows just to have it there.
Something to draw
And-
people to our table.
Maybe like
I don't know if you'd want to have that out,
so that's true. Like maybe keep it tucked
considering how often we leave our table.
away. Also true. Yes.
Very true.
But yeah, it's an important thing to me, and it's cool to be able to keep adding things on. And it's always kind of nice when a WWE superstar decides to give us hugs when they were unprompted. So I was a fan of that.
Or step drink with you all night.
And there's that too. We've done that. So I think it's time to bring this thing home. What do you think, boys?
What about it streaming?
About that time.
Guys, what are you watching? Don't
Yeah,
all touch
but-
at once.
Catching up on Halo, the series.
Mhm.
We didn't get to watch any TV last week because there was an interesting thing going on at our house, and we had some extra guests for a week. So I didn't sit on my couch for a week. But we finally, they're gone, and we got caught back up. I just want to say, if you're a fan of the Halo games, you probably hate the show. But if you're not a fan of the games, the Halo show itself, based on what it is really, really fucking good.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's just I understand that it's deviated very far from the games, but if you think about it, the Halo game tells a great story, but it's like 45 minutes of first person action and then a cut scene. And then another 45 minutes of action. That doesn't translate to television. And they needed to make changes to make it work on TV. Maybe they made more changes than are necessary, but at the very least, the changes they made are entertaining, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Well, you could say the same thing about Twisted Metal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a
Twisted
good
Metal
example.
didn't have a freaking story. It was an arena game.
Right.
Now it's got a story.
I still have to watch that. I haven't watched that yet.
It's so good.
It's really good. It's yeah.
It's on Twisted Metal's on Peacock, right?
Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like half-hour episodes, so it doesn't take
Yeah,
long to get through the
quick.
season.
Nice.
Real quick.
I'm behind on everything.
Yeah, you
Shocker.
Bad Batch.
Ooh, good shit.
Awesome. Kathy said to me again, it's like it's not even animated.
Mm-hmm. Are you watching anything else, Kev? I'm watching this week, The Walking Dead, The One Who Lived. That's, oh my God. That last week's episode was just amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Andrew Lincoln, wow. Very well done. That's a great show.
He can act. Who knew?
He's a very good actor. But also watching, I watched The Last King of Scotland again, that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. It's actually a good book, too. It's about Idi Amin, the 1970 Uganda dictator. And it's starring Forrest Whitaker and
I was
James
gonna
McAvoy.
say Forrest Whitaker's in that, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Forrest Whitaker and,
then,
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy is
Yep.
the doctor.
Yep. Very good. The book, I'm halfway through it, actually. I'm reading it because I want to see what the differences are. The book's way better. So it's really good.
They usually are.
Yeah. So that's really good. And actually, I should have mentioned this. The last thing, it should have had What's Got Me Geeked. I thought we were going to talk about it. I watched it maybe 10 times already. The trailer of The Acolyte.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh my God.
That looks awesome.
So my friend is thinking, I don't know, it's possible, but it's 100 years before the Phantom Menace, but maybe we'll see Plagueis in it, which would be kind of cool. I think that would be neat. Maybe a very young teenager, not teenager, but a younger Yoda, which would be kind of neat. So
Or
I
how
think,
about we do a Star Wars story that doesn't have any legacy characters in it?
you need to have those characters so more people
No,
will
you
watch
don't.
it.
No.
Some people want that though.
You need to
Mhm.
move on from that, though. If this is going to be the franchise that Disney wants it to be,
yeah.
they need to move away from legacy characters.
Give us
Yeah.
something new. Even if
That
it's
would be nice.
old.
That
It's
yeah.
if it's peripheral, just let it be.
Mm-hmm.
But they say the showrunner says it's a very underdog story of the Sith, which is really interesting. So hopefully it does it justice. But when they did Kenobi, they scaled back a little bit. So we'll see. The episode premiere, it's 8 episodes, but the premiere is going to be a 2-hour premiere.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back episodes
Yeah,
in June.
so
Yep.
June
I just saw the
4th.
trailer yesterday.
Yep, June 4th. So
Now I see Daphne Keene is cast in it.
yes, and then yeah, go ahead.
X squared or whatever the fuck was her name. Thank you. Help me feel.
Yeah. I don't know. You're right. She's the
Wolverine's
derivative.
daughter.
Okay,
X-23.
X-23. Yeah.
And
And,
then
she
you-
was in
yeah.
his Dark Materials.
yes, and then you also have the actress. I forget her name, the one that played
Oh,
Trinity.
yeah, Trinity. Yeah.
So
Carrie
and
Ann
then-
Moss.
thank you. But that looks really good as well. So those are really excited for that one.
Yeah, I saw that today. That looks cool.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Who didn't go? Corbs.
I didn't go. I haven't really been watching much. I know you guys are gonna laugh at this. But I did start watching Critical Role.
That's awesome.
We're not laughing at you. Look at that.
That's the podcast.
Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons podcast that we were
YouTube
talking
show.
about last weekend. Last week at Paul's house, Danny had brought it up. DC had brought it up a couple times about watching and stuff. I gotta admit, watch the first episode. I mean, the episodes are very long. Don't get me wrong. First episode was 3 hours and 45 minutes. Took me 3 days to get through it.
Tales from the Keep will not be like that. They will be digestible 1 hour episodes.
What? Oh my God.
There's nothing digestible about that.
Actually, I'm just telling you right now, that even though it was 3 hours and 45 minutes long, it was entertaining. It really was for 3 hours and 45 minutes. It was
So it's
entertaining.
nothing like us.
No.
But I told him about it because it's something, though they're all professional voice actors and stuff like that. It's when we were talking last week, it's something that we want to strive like role playing wise towards. The combat that we do is excellent, but the role playing aspect, which is what we talked about last week.
And I agree.
We are severely lacking in the role play.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I was watching it, just to get a little bit of like how to play the character that I'm playing. And I have to admit, it has given me some ideas on how to play the character that I'm playing. So
I'm
It
gonna bring
has
my
that-
tiefling horns.
I can
I'm
help
not
you out
completely-
with that. I told you.
I'm not going to play with your horns.
Ew.
Ew.
You'll
Yeah,
like him.
gross.
So I have to admit, it's been a little eye opening. I just started the second episode yesterday. So
Nice.
So I'm trying to get some ideas on stuff to do role playing wise, and how to play the character and stuff to do with the character and stuff like that. So hopefully at our next session might be, I don't know where, I can't even remember where we were. I think
We're back in the. We can't say it because
Yeah.
we're
right.
literally-
And I understand that. I'm just
so far in the
there's
future.
there's some
from now.
aspects of stuff that there's some aspects of the character that I have now that I want to explore and get into. So
Standing.
that show has helped kind of give me an idea where to go to. So, and then one other thing that I'm looking forward for movie to comes out, drops tomorrow on Amazon Prime, is the new Roadhouse.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I want to
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah, comes out.
They-
I was literally on Prime yesterday, and they had a trailer for it. I was on YouTube getting ready to watch Critical Role, and they had a trailer for it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got to go watch this."
It's
then-
not a remake.
It's not a remake.
It's
No,
a
it's
Not,
reimagining.
it's not.
No.
Not a remake.
Okay.
It's as much a new movie as it is a tribute to. Yep.
Okay, well, give me an honest review of it when you're done. Because
I'm
I really
very much looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I-
me too.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know.
It drops tomorrow.
okay.
So
Because Conor McGregor
As of
in it,
this
I don't know.
recording.
Conor McGregor is in it.
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me know if you think it's good. Then maybe I'll check it out. But I'm really
And that
not-
eye roll is coming from a Conor McGregor fan. From what I've seen, he really likes to chew the scenery.
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal went all out
All out.
for this.
He
Yeah.
looks badass in it.
He does
Yes.
look very well. He looks very well in shape.
Yes.
Oh, he's done great movies like from Southpaw to The Night Stalker.
Yeah,
He's done
Southpaw was one I
Jarhead.
liked that movie.
yeah,
I've still got to watch that.
shocker.
Watch it after Supernatural.
Slide it in right behind it.
Your list is so long. You're like, I haven't watched this. I've
Almost as long as this list I have going in the show notes. DC, what are you watching? If we
Before
haven't
I tell you what I'm watching, one of the things I forgot to say about what I'm geeked about is I just saw this on Google. There is a 3,700 and something piece Dungeons and Dragons Lego set that is coming out. When you build it, it also has an adventure
Oh,
built
awesome!
into
so cool.
when you're building it. So, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I don't care how much it costs. I'm gonna figure it out. What I'm watching several different things. What I'm watching, because this is my time of the year. I'm watching NCAA tournament. Like I said yesterday, I watched play-in games. My alma mater was playing; they won, and so tomorrow they play against number 1 North Carolina. So whatever time that's on, that's the time I'm taking my lunch. Unless it's on at night, then I don't have to worry about it. What else am I watching? I watched the Netflix series Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watched all 8 episodes of that. It was fantastic. It follows the cartoon, which I am watching again because when I started watching it before, my kids were little. And the last thing I'm watching, Sean already mentioned it, I watch Critical Role every night. I'm in the same season, and the reason I picked I already went through campaign number 1, which is called Vox Machina, but I told Sean to watch campaign 2s because one of the actors plays a monk. And so I wanted him to get some, clarifications on that. Jack, if you want to learn about a barbarian or anything like that, watch campaign 1. A good rogue, if you really want to. I know, Kev, you like making fun of me about this. You were last week. Campaign 1 has a really good rogue played by Liam O'Brien. Any type of wizard or anything like that, Hugh, you can watch either campaign 1 or 2. They got great wizards in there. I would watch 2 for Liam O'Brien's portrayal of Caleb. But I watch it because it's actually helped me in the first few episodes of Tales of the Keep to help everybody. But I'm also watching it for the role-playing aspect. What we might be able to improve on, what we can do, how we can play it, how they do it, how it's funny. They make it funny. Ask Sean. It's funny. How they make it serious. Then when they talk about and they do their characters, they talk about their characters, but they go in depth with their characters. Like when they talk, when Matt Mercer, who's the DM, does their story arc in that campaign, it's deep. And they go deep, and they make it up on the fly in some aspects. So, that's the reason I watch that stuff. I watch it every night before I go to bed. I don't watch 3 hours or 4 hours because they do stream 4 hours, almost 4 hours at a time every night. They do it. It's usually on whatever. They're in a different campaign now, which I don't really like too much. But these are older.
What are you watching, Paul?
I actually started a rewatch.
I'm not going to make it
on
much
Peacock.
longer, so we got to get this going.
Yeah, he's gonna die. My big thing right now has been a rewatch of WCW Nitro, and yep, from the beginning, from the first episode in 1995, and I have a few takeaways, kind of like I did with my vacation. So they're gonna be quick hits for you. It's because Kevin is gonna die. Hulkster got a pose. Pastamania, Mall of America, and Luger's puffy shirt.
Luger's puffy shirt.
Yeah. That's all I've had time to watch. That was when Kristen and Madison were in Atlanta. So that's I've gotten, I think, 3 episodes in. Harlem Heat showed up for the first time, and I'm like, wait a minute, this was their first appearance? It's kind of cool going that far back.
Mm-hmm.
This is, we're talking pre-NWO and everything. So it's Hulkster as the Hulkster, but they're not allowed to say Hulkamania, so all of his shirts say Hulkster. Hulkster rules, blah, 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 blah. So that's it. That's all I got. I'm trying to do mercy on you, Kev.
Is no one watching X-Men 97?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
No.
yet.
It's on the list.
There was a trailer for it right for the new Bad Batch today.
What does that have to do with? Okay.
Well, it was X-Men 97. That's related to it.
Anyway,
That's the animated one, right?
yes, very good.
Yes. Good.
I wanna
I've
watch
heard it
it.
was phenomenal. Yeah.
I want to watch it.
So.
All right.
Say the thing.
Let's go. Drop your
Well-
fucking nuggets, man.
I have a nugget for you. I just wanted to point out that after almost 10 years, we've added a 6th person to the lineup, and we're all still white.
Yeah, we have no diversity.
And male, and old,
Yeah.
and overweight. Go ahead.
And
Just saying.
bald. And bald.
Proceed.
I'm not overweight.
Well, we carry enough for you.
Okay, good. I could actually use some, to be honest with you.
sometimes the path you're on is not as important as the direction you're going. Good night, everybody, and mega money, bitches.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.